Good morning, guys. Today is the day that I fly to Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm so excited. This is my first time ever to America, and I can't wait to see all the culture as well as all the guitar shops. Hey guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. In today's vlog, I'm travelling to Nashville, Tennessee, so come along with me. So we've got quite the long journey today. My first leg is from London Heathrow to Atlanta, and then I have a stopover, and then I'll go Atlanta to Nashville. So let's pack up my bag and get to London Heathrow. So I'm just heading to the gate now, let's get on this plane. And after a long 9-hour flight, I arrived in Nashville, Tennessee. Guys, I'm in Nashville and it's very windy, so I'll check in with you in a little bit. So when I first arrived in Nashville, Tennessee, the first place I had to go was the Gibson Garage. The kind people over at the Nashville Garage had invited me to come and film. I was so gracious for this opportunity, so I had to go. So the first day in Nashville, I was going to the garage. But I wasn't taking the trip alone. I was meeting up with my mate Dan, who's a very talented photographer and videographer and also loves Gibson guitars, so it was a match made in heaven. So I've just got to Dan's room now. We're going to be heading to the Gibson Garage in a little bit. I thought I'd introduce him for the vlog. So this is Dan. We've actually been speaking on Instagram for years now, right?
Yeah, probably what, like 5 years?
Yeah, it's been crazy. But we've met up, so it's nice to have a buddy to go to the garage with. So let's get going. So Dan's brought his guitar as well. We'll show you it later. Yeah. There's always like... So we're just turning up to the Gibson Garage now. As you can see, it's absolutely tropical here in the UK. There's barely any sun at the moment. So we're going to go to Gibson now. Let me turn you around. There we are. Oh, look at that.
Thanks,
that is cool. And then the time came. I arrived at Gibson and I was so excited. We got greeted by Paige, who's head of social media for Gibson, and we got shown around the private area of the Gibson Nashville Garage. The main idea when filming in the garage was to do a video on the Gibson Murphy Lab guitars, which will be coming in a few days, and also a quick look at the electrics that they had in stock. The team were very, very accommodating. They allowed us to set up, take pictures and film, so a big thank you to Paige and the rest of the guys at Gibson Garage Nashville. I'm very grateful for your hospitality. So now it's time for the guitars. The first one that caught my eye was this beautiful Gibson EDS 1275. I've never played one, so let's hear this beauty in action. Wow, well that was an experience. So as you guys can see, this is my first time playing an EDS 1275, and this is from the Gibson Core range, or the USA range, whatever you want to call it, obviously in cherry. It's a very daunting guitar to play. Obviously you've got the two necks, so it's a bit of a trip playing both of them, but obviously I played Knocking on Heaven's Door as I'm a massive Slash fan. But these pickups have a really nice tone to them, just on the bottom neck now. This is the bridge pickup. Lots of spank, very, very mid-rangey, and on the neck pickup you get that lovely infinite sustain.
yeah, that's pretty much like the bottom neck anyway. Obviously you get some really nice sounds. What I have to say is that these are massive sounding instruments. Even just on this treble side, you've got a lot of bass end. It feels like a massive guitar. Obviously it is, and that's why, but it's a very unique experience playing one of these guitars.
So this guitar really had the it factor. This was actually a suggestion from Dan, who wanted me to play the single cut Junior, and usually I wouldn't pick one of these up, but this guitar oozed vibe. It's a custom shop 57 Les Paul single cut with a tobacco finish, but it's actually a demo shop model and it's been toured a lot, so it had a lot of buckle rash, it had a few nicks on it, but it was just played in so well, and this dog ear P90 absolutely sung through this amplifier. For the demo, I'm using a Mesa Boogie Fillmore. This is the same amp I used in the London garage. It's got a really nice kind of crunch tone as well as clean settings. You can see that I basically have like a Mesa stack behind me here. I thought the dual rectifier wouldn't be an appropriate choice, but yeah, great amp indeed.
I really like this guitar. It's such a nice clean guitar, and you can get so much out of this dog ear P90 with the volumes. I've got the volume on 10 at the moment and the tone on 7 using the clean channel of the Boogie back there, so let's hear.
So for me, even though this guitar sounded incredible on crunch tones, for me it was the clean tones that really sung for this guitar. This bridge pickup had a really dynamic tone control. You can get anything from spanky clean tones that are slightly fendery, all the way to a jazz box tone when you turn the tone control all the way down, even to kind of acoustic tones. As this pickup is so transparent, it picks up all the dynamics of your fingers, and especially for this Boogie, it was a very reactive setup. I absolutely loved this guitar, and I do think it was the best one that I played in this episode. We then went through the secret entrance to see the shop front of the Gibson Garage Nashville, and Paige was kind enough to give us a tour. We started off in the custom shop room, of course, and Paige showed us the made-to-measure program, basically where you can design your own dream Gibson guitar.
And people can select their specific tops they would like their made-to-measure to be out of. You would be in here and you would meet with the pros, and then you would pick out your neck profile. So we've got several in here that you would select from. You can then select your finishes. So we would put tops out in front of you.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you're able to select from here.
Yeah.
And you can see the very intricate differences that somebody who's coming in for the made-to-measure is like, they look similar, but I know which one I want.
Yeah, very particular clientele.
Exactly, yeah. And we always do a little bit of a show, spray down the wood tops, give a little bit of a ooh and ah moment.
We then went to the Epiphone section, which was awesome to see all these amazing models. The Epiphone stuff now is so high quality, and I love how they're getting influenced by the Gibson custom shop designs.
From Adam Jones' art collection.
Oh,
where
nice.
He collaborated with several of his favorite artists. And we printed limited runs on the back of these guitars.
That's so sick.
These flew off the shelves.
I imagine.
And then it was time to look at Kramer guitars.
Yeah.
Kramer.
Kramers, yeah. These are so sick.
Kramer's where we get a little bit crazy and wild with our designs because we can.
Yeah.
Kramer had an April Fool's model that we did, the Hot Dogger. And the Hot Dogger performed so well that on socials that we ended up making a limited run of the Hot Dogger.
I have to say, I really enjoyed looking at the design of the Kramer area, including the TVs, the stickers, and the cassettes. Apparently this was all hand done by Mark Agnesi. And then we just had a wander around the Gibson showroom, looking at some of the USA products, some of the new models like the Theodore, some mod shop exclusives, which was cool to see, and also we got to see the brand new RD. And this RD Custom marks the model's grand entrance into Gibson Custom's core lineup, reimagining the captivating curves of the original RD. I then looked at the SGs, I really liked the Pelham Blue one there, and we also had a look at the Gibson Supreme range.
Do you know what I love at the moment? They like the drab green.
Oh yeah, that olive drab. Yes.
It was then time for the Gibson Acoustic range. The Gibson Acoustic room was very impressive indeed. Not only did they have awesome acoustics, but I really liked the interior design with wooden panels and the awesome rug. But basically, we had a little look around here. A couple of models caught my eye, including the Murphy Lab acoustics. And I'm actually going to be releasing a full demo on the Hummingbird and the Banner acoustic in a few days, which I filmed here at the garage. But yeah, some really nice models. You can see there in the corner of the screen the Brian May. We've got a Country Western. Really cool acoustics. This Hummingbird sounded incredible. All the Murphy Lab acoustics have such nice sustain, and they're very musical guitars indeed. They also look incredible, so I'd really recommend checking out a Murphy Lab if you haven't already. Also had the new Cobra Burst finished acoustics, which is pretty cool, and the new Faded series that Gibson Acoustic have released. But yeah, it was very fun checking this out. There's also a mandolin and a banjo on the wall, which we don't seem to get in the UK too often, so that was cool to see that. We then wandered out of the Gibson Acoustic room and had a look at the massive conveyor belt. If you don't know the story of this conveyor belt, basically this is how they actually dry the guitars in the factory. It goes around and obviously allows the guitar to dry whilst the nitro sets. This goes all the way around the room. It's a very impressive thing to look at, but also all the guitars are color coordinated, which is really cool. We then wandered around and had a look at some made-to-measure beauties. This special was awesome with a dog ear P90 and a PAF, and it was relicked so nicely. And here we have a TVY Les Paul Jr. single cut with a dog ear P90, and at the bottom here we have a black Les Paul custom with chrome hardware, and that's a Florentine. We literally stood here for about 10 minutes and didn't see the same guitar come round. We were absolutely in awe at this stage. And then it was time to pick up one of my favourite models, which is of course the Electric Spanish, the ES style of guitars. This was an interesting exclusive that I saw here. It's a free pickup ES335. It's kind of, I guess you class it as a free 5.5 as it has the kind of tuxedo appointments, the split diamond inlay, and I believe it has an ebony fingerboard, I can't quite remember. But yeah, this guitar is basically the black beauty of ES335s. It was a beautiful feeling guitar, really good for jazz. I really like the in-between tones as well, so I'll let you hear it. But that was the Gibson Garage in Nashville, and we finished our tour, and I'm just so grateful to Paige and everybody who works at the Gibson Garage for being so welcoming. After going to Gibson, we got some barbecue, which is a must when you're in the South, and we did a little photo shoot. You can see the picture on the screen now. Make sure to follow Dan's Instagram where you can see all of the photo shoot. He's a very talented photographer, so make sure to give him some support. So guys, I just got back to my hotel room now, and I'm actually wearing the shirt that Gibson kindly gave us, as well as a hat, which is pretty cool. I'll put that on now so you can see. I don't know if it really suits me. But yeah, today's been awesome. Such an overwhelming experience coming to the Gibson Garage. As I said, a massive thank you to Paige and everybody who works at the Gibson Garage in Nashville. We got to go to the private room, the artist room. We also got to see the shop floor. It was such a great experience, and I've wanted to visit here forever. So a big thank you to the Gibson Garage, but also a big thanks to Squealing Pig for sending me out there and having that experience. I really hope you're enjoying these vlogs from Nashville. If you are, make sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts in the comment section below. Also tell me which was your favorite Gibson guitar that I played in today's episode. My personal favorite was the Les Paul Jr. That was insane. Also, a big thank you to Dan for filming today's video as well as doing the photos. Make sure to follow his Instagram, which is here. He's a very talented photographer, so make sure to give him a follow on Instagram. He's a great guy, and he really helped me out today doing the Gibson vlogs. As I mentioned, there is another video coming from Gibson. I've demoed the Murphy Lab Acoustic, so that'll be coming in the next few days. But we're planning to go to Carter Vintage, Gruhn's Guitars, all these different guitar shops in Nashville, so this isn't the only video. There's going to be a lot of videos coming after this one. But anyways, I'm going to go out onto Broadway now and have some fun in Nashville. But thank you so much for tuning into this vlog, and I'll see you again very, very shortly. My name is Ben Keightley, and that leaves me with one last thing to say. Keep rocking, guys. See you soon.